Hey, Rachel.
Hi
Hi.
guys, how are you?
How you doing?
Just great to start with a movie like Lake George, where you get to have all these different genres kind of working together to make both a comedy and a detective noir and a bunch of different things all on top of each other. How do you guys as actors kind of navigate what genre is working best for any given scene, since they do kind of all work together at once?
I think I hope the director does that. You know, I think when as an actor, one of the things you can do is focus on what is the thing the character wants in that moment, in any genre, right? In any piece. If you get too global about it, then you maybe lose track of the thing that you're doing, like the action that you're doing, maybe. Um, but it was like we were aware that it was an unusual tone, I think. And what was great is that our director, Jeffrey Reiner, was really open to um, making it weird and playful. And that alone subverted some of the more staid examples of a noir, for example. It felt more sometimes like a buddy picture or like a road movie. But I think that was in the writing. And then just also in the playfulness that Jeffrey was embracing, just kind of on the day when we were doing it. So I felt there was a lot of freedom. It felt like there was a lot of freedom to explore, which was important because some of that physicality you're not figuring out until you're actually on set, like those set pieces that are quite comical. It's really hard to navigate the channel that really does work, and so that took some work to get to, I would say. But when everybody's open to what's possible, then it's a lot of fun to do. And Shea's like one of the greatest actors working. There's always depth, there's always interior life and specificity, and so it's just there's a lot of trust and confidence in that process.
Mm, Thank you. Yeah, I mean, look, you never, I mean, take what you just said about the physical comedy. You don't really know if it's going to work until you're sitting in a theater with people in a shared experience.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Or I mean, you could be sitting at home and watching it, and have the same one-on-one, but you don't really know. You have to play it. You have to have an actress like her in order to play it serious, and so that you don't wink at that, you don't get caught wink. It's a challenge. It's a big challenge, you know what I mean? To try to, and we loved, and her and I, we loved that challenge there. And when I threw dirt on her for 5 hours in a grave, and poured stuff on her, and that's no body double. There's no double in there. And she's just like, bring it, and me trying to figure the phone out. That's me in real life, trying to figure stuff out, and then you see it. We see it with at Tribeca, and people really understand the comedy, and then it moves you in places that you don't. I think it surprises you. This piece, this film, is what I'm saying.
Mhm.
I was gonna ask about Tribeca because I live in New York, so I go to Tribeca every year, and so whenever there's a movie that I get to see to come out quite quickly after, I get really excited because I'm like, yeah, because it was good at Tribeca, and now I can talk to more people about it. How was it, seeing it with that audience and getting to see their reaction into now when it's coming out for a larger audience, and how you feel between the two kind of releases of a movie like this?
The only thing you can control is the experience you have making it, and everything else is outside of your control. I'm so grateful that it was as fun as it was. I didn't know if anyone would ever see it. And so I was so excited that we got into Tribeca and a great New York festival, and that Magnolia was excited about it and acquired us. I mean, it's very, very hard for small films to break through. So I'm just so grateful people will have the opportunity to see it. And then I'm grateful to people like you for actually taking the time to spread the word because that's what small films need. They need that kind of grassroots movement to get butts in the seats, or fingers on the button for streaming, I guess.
I think too, you if you have performances that really connect with people. I mean, like I've been saying this to people. If there's a better performance, I haven't seen it. She's remarkable in this film. The comedy and the where she goes, and I don't want to give away too much, but where she really has to go in places when you think, things are dire. So when you have those kind of performances that really move people, you have a chance to the groundswell. And like you said, we're it's not lost on us, people getting this out for us, Magnolia and you guys. So
Mhm.
we're appreciative.
Thank you. But also, I wanted to ask, first specifically for you, Shay, you are part of gigantic action franchises with quote unquote the king of movies, Tom Cruise. But then you go to something like this that does have like those actiony moments to it. And how is it when you're on a set to go from something as big as like a Mission Impossible movie to getting to like tell these more character driven comedy noir movies like Lake George, like one right after the other?
It's great. I mean, Carrie and I think we discussed this. We never want to not come do these kind of films, these character-driven films. I love being a part of Mission Impossible because I wouldn't love it if Macquarie and Cruz didn't care. I wouldn't love it. But I do love it because they're cinephile. They love cinema, and all we do is talk film all day long. Carrie and I, we talk. I mean, her and her husband watch a film every night, so we love film, and I hopefully that shows. But to try to execute something like this piece, it's no different. I mean, when I'm chasing Tom all over the world and just missing him in every country, you know what I mean? I'm still talking character with those guys. I'm still like, I have to know why I'm chasing him. And I'm leading into hopefully you'll figure that out in this next one. You know what I mean? And the same with this. Like we would sit there and talk about character and story and story. It's all driven by story and character in this thing. And that's what we really love trying to execute Jeffrey's vision as a director.
Want to ask you, you have a unique way of doing comedy, and every single character that you has a comedic edge to it, but they're all different from one another. And so when you are, looking at a character and you're finding where their comedy kind of sits and who they are, how does like something clue you into what a character would respond to something like, so then it changes your approach to the comedic elements of those scenes?
Was that for me? I missed the
Yeah.
name.
Yeah,
Oh, I was like,
Carrie,
wow,
sorry.
somebody thinks I'm doing comedy. I'm so relieved. It's funny. I would always tell young actresses who are making tapes, find something funny in it. Doesn't matter the genre. Find a moment that is comic because it's unexpected and it will make your work stand out. And for me, I guess the root of that is that's one of the ways I move through the world, though I don't know that my body of work reflects that. But also, I don't trust anything that's humorless. That's just not the way my people get through the day. So, I think I am always looking for those moments, and most of the time they're there. Most of the time it's rare that you have to act totally wholly invent a sense of humor for a character, but it does happen, and I just think it makes characters feel more real, and it makes a piece feel like it's more grounded in a reality people understand. Because I don't know about you, but humorlessness doesn't. It never really feels true to me.
Well, I knew when I found, I mean, when this piece was brought to me and then I went to Carrie, Carrie oozes charisma. She's funny as funnier than anybody I necessarily know. This is the closest to her that people get to see. She plays, the Gilded Age and is amazing in that. Or Fargo and a cop and is amazing in that. But this is the closest I knew they were going to get to see in her. And then she took it and ran with it, man, in this thing.
Turns out I'm a psychopathic grifter.
Uh, for my last big thing, I do, because you watch movies every night, and as someone who also does that, I do want to ask you both, if you had to write your own little letterbox review for Lake George to kind of sell it to people, what would that one little blurb be for Lake George, so that the audience, the people who want to watch it, understand what they're getting into?
Hmm.
Carrie, take that.
Everyone deserves redemption, and they may not, and it may come from an unexpected place. Plus bits.
Plus bits really sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. If you want to be entertained, yet moved, yet surprised, this is your film.
Yeah, it's a noir road picture buddy movie.
Crime. Everybody loves crime, right?
Crime
Now,
in all caps. Just
yeah.
crime.
If you're in part of that small subset that happens to be fans of Shea, Whigham, and Carrie Coon, then this is the movie for you.
And
What
it
would
was
you
for me.
say? Rachel, what would
What
you
would
say?
you say? In your
Mine,
letterbox.
mine 100% be, if you love Shea Whigham and Carrie Coon, you're gonna have a grand old time, because I do love Shea and Carrie Coon.
Yes.
Good subset of letterbox. That's a
Yeah,
good sub.
I am that subset.
Yeah, good.
But thank you guys so much for talking with me. I really appreciate it. And I can't wait for everyone else to get to see Lake George.
Thank you. Thanks for your
Thanks for
time.
getting it out
Yeah,
there.
of course. Thank you guys. Have a great one. Bye.